Hello, welcome to our web series of Golden Voices brought to you by Artist and Artisans Development Network. I am Jasjeet Kaur, host for this web series of Golden Voices. The Artists and Artisans Development Network, AADN, established in 2014, aims to nurture and promote Canada's diverse artistic talents, including immigrants. AADN envisions a future where artists from various backgrounds are celebrated and empowered, contributing to a prosperous and inclusive cultural landscape. The organization focuses on recognizing the impact of artists on culture and society, fostering diversity, providing professional development opportunities, and advocating for the economic relevance of the arts. AADN seeks to make art accessible to all Canadians, remove barriers to artistic participation, and facilitate collaboration among artists. They collaborate with government agencies, cultural groups, and stakeholders to achieve their objectives, emphasizing the role of arts in fostering unity and understanding among diverse communities. Just as the Artists and Artisans Development Network recognizes the profound impact of artists on society, this series, Golden Voices, acknowledges the invaluable contributions of seniors to the arts. Through Golden Voices, we aim to highlight the rich tapestry of talent, experience, and creativity within the senior community. Seniors possesses a wealth of knowledge and life experiences that enrich our cultural landscape. This episode will showcase their artistic endeavors, providing a platform for them to share their stories, wisdom, and creative expressions. In this episode, we have Andrew Sukra, fine artist, arts teacher, Mr. Parshottam Jita, retired bank manager, and Mr. T.K. Raghunathan, Artistic Director.
Thank you for having me. My name is Andrew Chetty Sukra. As you can see, I'm a senior. The weathered lines on my face should give that away. Anyway, I was born in British Guyana in 1956, and if those of you who are better at math than I am will figure out just how old this man is. I came to Canada when I was 18, and I've been living here, surrounded by my age group people, but because of my culture, I was very involved with the seniors, my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents, my parents, etc. I'm not only surrounded by seniors quite often, but I actually teach seniors. I teach art. I've been an artist all my life, quite frankly, and I noticed from a very young age that I was more comfortable with art than those people around me in every class I've ever been in. And I thought that would end when I came to Canada, because this is now the big country, the rather than a village, it's now the Toronto and the Ontario College of Art. But I quite quickly found out that I did stand out in every single art class that I was in. So I'm very fortunate to be able to share what I do with my art with people I work with. I teach a lot of seniors quite often. I give art classes online or in person, and I teach at the McMichael Gallery. And so when we have people sign up for those classes, they are quite often retired seniors. They've had a very long, successful career as professionals, perhaps doctors, lawyers. Not that that makes them any different from anybody else, but the professional people who have perhaps always thought that they would like to pick up a paintbrush, or they're trying to express their creativity now. And one does that quite freely in any class I teach, with whether it's the McMichael Gallery, the Barry Arts Group, or any art group that I'm hired to work with. I work with several arts organizations. Say, for instance, the McMichael Gallery as art classes for seniors uh, of all levels, beginners or intermediate artists or artists who've been painting for quite some time. I would encourage you to go to the McMichael website and look for the classes that are there. You could sign up to an online class. You don't have to travel anywhere. You need just the basics: brush, canvas, piece of paper, pencil, jar of water if you're working with acrylics, and just have some fun. We may have been exposed to lots of arts and culture as we were growing up, or we were working, we were involved in our careers. Now that we are at the point where we have a bit more time on our hands, we are no longer doing a 9 to 5, or even if we're working from home, I would say follow that urge to create something on your own or with guidance from a teacher. Put aside a few hours a week. The benefits are going to be astonishing. And don't be too hard on yourself if you think, oh, I'm not good enough for this. It's one of the key things I talk about when I work with anyone, juniors or seniors, for creative expression. Be gentle with yourself. There's no one looking over your cubicle anymore if you were working, or grading you, or on the work that you're going to be creating. This is coming from you, and no one in this world is qualified to judge the work you're going to be creating. So my encouragement for you is this: do it. Be exposed to song, music, dance, painting. It's all culture. It's all coming from a sacred place. Believe in it, its benefits, and your health is going to be nourished. I guarantee it.
My name is Purushottam Jita, and I was born in Kenya, Mombasa. At the age of 13, I was kind of interested in music, and at the time uh, of my bringing up, you could not do what you wanted to. It was your parents who made your decision. And music at that time was not a well considered thing. Our parents' focus was mainly basically to study, become a doctor, or become some professional as a profession point of view. What inspired me most was when I was about 13, and one of my second cousins who had come to visit us from Nairobi, which is about 300 miles from where we were. And she was a classical great singer. My uncle was the one who trained her. Um, when I heard her, really inspired me because she was singing in ragas and the tal and everything. So after that, my father did allow me to learn some music and only to be able to do the kirtan. Again, that was a good outlet for me, and at the time, there was not much musicians in our country, Kenya, who were professional singers, and I was sent to the Gurdwara to learn from a priest. Um, Priests, they were only teaching you basic, like a parrot running, this is sa, this is gad, and this is the rag so and so, and this is what I'm teaching you, and that's how we learned. And to me at the time, literally, this is what illiterate, and I thought, well, I knew a lot. When I grew up and migrated, I did my education in England. We migrated when I was about 15 to England, and there was no music at the time, no stepping. Again, studies was the important part until I came to Canada about 30 years ago. That's where I was actually started to recall what I had learned and started because we met a few friends and we started to kind of play. And I thought I knew a lot. Honestly, we used to sing, we used to play, have evening parties, and then it came up to a time when people loved it because music has no language. Until recently, about 12, 13 years ago, I met my Guruji, who is a lot younger than me. And, he actually inspired me. We met him. And only then I realized that what I'm doing is basically, I'm in the right track, but I actually know nothing about music. So we started learning, and it developed up to a further thing. And because personally myself, I had so much internal thing to learn this music, and I have now the opportunity, which was at my late age. I found that music is a therapy to heal a lot of your emotional feelings, a lot of your pressure, a lot of your stress, and things like that. And we opened a an organization called the Surtal, which is a non-profit organization, because we wanted to share with people who are so much are so much and were so much like me, who knew nothing. By doing the Surtal organization, we achieved a lot of areas. Whatever we made, we were donating it to a local charity. So we were returning back to our country, Canada, a beautiful country, and it was also doing a good cause to a charity that needs some money. By doing that, we were also encouraging people who would want to learn music and come forward and learn music, vocal, or any instrument. Not only that, by doing that also, we were also encouraging our kids to learn a language, the Hindi, our cultural, which is indirectly, because when they're singing Hindi songs, they didn't know what we're singing, but by trying to sing, trying to pronounce, trying to explain them the music, gave them an opportunity to learn another language. So all this compiled, and we've been starting doing this for last 13 years, and it's been a great, great success. We then started with the pandemic. We started to do some local internet, like FaceTime shows for the hospital people, for the old home people, where people were so like tied in, and they know and our singing inspired them. So basically, it did do a lot of what you call benefit to the people, because music does, I would, as you agree with anybody, will agree that music itself is a great healer of it's almost like meditation. I have come to a point when I don't believe in a word called stress. I don't believe in, like, saying that I'm bored and things like that. So basically, it has changed my lifestyle a lot. Whether you start at the age of 10 or whether you start at the age of 15 or 30 or 40, it's never late. And the only best benefit is it's a stress-free, it gives you a peace of mind, and it's something that you will learn to sort of, it also changes your style of talking to other people. It changes your morale, it changes your daily lifestyle, because it's an internal satisfaction or internal calmness that you get once you play music. It's as good as meditation.
Me, I'm basically an engineer, but I was brought up in a family. I grew up in South India in my younger days, and in our family, there is a lot of music. There is a lot of emphasis for learning music, particularly for the girls. So I have three sisters, and they used to attend music classes. And I grew up in Chennai, formerly Madras, and it's a place with a lot of music, a lot of culture. Bharatanatyam was, basically it's in Tamil Nadu, so you have a lot of dancers and you have huge festivals of music and dance. So there is a rich atmosphere of culture. So I grew up in that culture, though I didn't formally learn these art forms. I'm an engineer. I emigrated to Montreal maybe 35 years ago. And then this organization was, as I said, established by two of my friends who are no more. And that was to create an organization which is culture focused, not political focused. There are a lot of organizations which are political, which take up social justice causes, immigrants causes, etc. But the people who established thought that we can use culture for uniting people. Because when you take a political causes, you may be wrong, you may be right, but it tends to polarize people, it tends to divide people. Whereas we believe, the founders believe that there is more in culture which unites us than which divides us. So that's the reason why they established the organization with culture as focus, and it was not what it is now 20 years ago. It has slowly evolved. So it has slowly evolved, and uh, I was involved initially as a secretary from day one, and then I became the president. I ran it for 12 years, and then I took on the post of artistic director, since early January. So, as we age, inevitably we become like children and we become vulnerable. And one of the most dangerous factors of vulnerability is isolation. And life has treated some people well, some people have not been treated well, and you tend to shy away, you do not interact, and that worsens the state of your mind. So I would think that the seniors should be as active as possible. It doesn't mean that they should be lifting weights every day, but then if there are activities which are easy to participate in, there is every reason they should be participating in the activities and cultural activities, or as our sister organization does, knowledge sharing activities. So the ultimate message is, do not isolate yourself, interact as much as possible. You can attend the events. If you look at the activities, you take classical music or classical dance, mostly for people who have a certain maturity, who have thought about life themselves, and who are ready for the kind of transformation that the classical music brings. So it is with the classical dance. And book clubs, it's very easy to attend. As I said, it's through Zoom. You can be in your home, and books are chosen for you. Most of the books are available in public libraries, which can be borrowed again digitally. So, people can participate in the discussions. They can express what they thought about the book, because these are all very good books. These are not, with serious themes and very nice writing, award-winning authors. And poetry is, again, it's a creative process of the human mind, which is expressed through poetry. A lot of common themes about life. So seniors have got every reason to participate. And film festival, again, there are a lot of films these are not Bollywood films, these are mostly independent films with a lot of themes. They could be about empowerment of women, it could be about LGBTQ rights, it could be about children's education, it could be about poverty, it could be fighting castes and fighting social divisions. So the themes are very rich.